Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating, holistic Indian perspective on what it means to be human. We're going to go way beyond just surface level traits and explore the much deeper layers of our existence. So, let's just start with a basic question. We throw this word personality around all the time, right? We use it to describe ourselves, our friends, but have you ever really stopped to think about what we actually mean by it? Well, check this out. The origin of the word is pretty revealing, isn't it? It comes from persona, literally, a mask that actors used to wear. It suggests that what we call personality is often just the role we play for the world, the face we put on for everybody else. But what if who you are is much, much deeper than that outer mask? This is where the Indian perspective gives us a really profound shift. It suggests our true self, our very core, is the Atman, the consciousness deep within. This whole viewpoint invites us to stop looking outward and to start a journey inward to understand our whole being, the physical, the social, and of course, the spiritual. Okay, so before we start peeling back the layers of our being, we first need to get a handle on three fundamental energies, or gunas. These are believed to color all of existence, including our own personalities. All right, so let's break these down. First, you've got Sattva. Think of this as balance, clarity, and light, that calm, focused state of mind. Then there's Rajas. That's the energy of action, dynamism, even restlessness. It's that feeling of always being on the go. And finally, you have Tamas, which is all about inertia and lethargy. That feeling of just wanting to stay in bed all day. The key idea here is that all three of these are inside every one of us, just in different amounts. And what's really important is that you're not just stuck in one category. Human development is seen as a journey. The goal is to move away from the sluggishness of tamas, learn to channel the busy energy of rajas, and move towards that enlightened clarity of sattva. It's all about finding a more harmonious balance. So, now that we understand those basic energies, let's begin our journey inward. We're going to peel back 5 layers, or koshas, that are said to cover our true self, kind of like the layers of an onion. This diagram is a perfect map for the path we're about to take. We're going to start on the very outside with the physical body and journey layer by layer until we get to the very center, the core of bliss, where our true self, the Atman, is. So our journey begins with the very first and most obvious layer, the food sheath, which is the physical body itself. This is called the Annamaya Kosha, and it's pretty literal. It's the sheath made of food. It's built and sustained by what we eat. So naturally, nurturing it involves exactly what you'd expect. A good diet, regular exercise, things that build fitness and stamina. This is the foundation for everything else. Now, if we go one layer deeper, past the physical structure, we find the energy that actually brings the body to life, the vital sheath. This is the Pranamaya Kosha, the sheath of vital energy or life force, what's known as prana. This is the stuff that governs all our bodily functions. When this layer is healthy and balanced, which you can work on with things like breathing exercises, it shows up in your life as enthusiasm, perseverance, and discipline. It's basically the engine that powers the physical body. Moving even further inward, we get to the familiar, and let's be honest, often chaotic world of our thoughts and feelings, the mental sheath. Right, the Manomaya Kosha. This is home base for your feelings, emotions, and memories. And notice how it regulates the vital sheath. Think about it. A sudden scare, which is a mental event, instantly makes your heart race and your breath catch. That's a perfect example of the mind controlling that vital energy. We can strengthen this layer by reading thoughtful books, through prayer, or even just the simple act of making and keeping a promise to yourself. Every time you do, you're building emotional stability. But beyond that immediate rush of feelings and emotions, we have a higher faculty, a power of reason and clear judgment. This is the intellectual sheath. This is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the sheath of intellect. This is what lets us analyze and judge and really understand things rationally. So while the mind might react emotionally, the intellect can take a step back and make a reasoned decision. And we nurture this layer by challenging it with things like debates, problem solving, and research projects. Basically, anything that pushes us to grasp new ideas. And now, we finally arrive at the innermost layer, the very core of our being. The Anandamaya Kosha, or the bliss sheath. Now, this isn't just about fleeting happiness. This is a deep, profound sense of joy and peace that comes from a feeling of connection. It's that harmony you feel when your inner world and the outer world just click into place. You nurture this by expanding your sense of self, by identifying with others, with your community, and ultimately with the universe itself. So, after that whole journey through all 5 sheaths, what's the big takeaway here? How does this all come together in the end? And this is the most important part. This isn't about trying to get rid of these layers to find some hidden self. The real goal is to consciously develop and harmonize all 5 of them. Because when your physical, energetic, mental, and intellectual selves are all healthy and working together, they become like a clean window, allowing the light of your true blissful self, the Atman, to just shine through brilliantly. This quote from Sri Aurobindo just captures the whole idea perfectly. That something divine inside you is the Atman, and the task of developing it, well, that's the conscious work of nurturing all 5 of your sheaths. So, we'll leave you with that thought to ponder. This journey of self-discovery isn't just some ancient concept. It's a living, breathing invitation to explore the amazing depths of your own being. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.